In this episode of Penny's Hot Rods and Customs, we got 12-foot Santa Claus, we got Christmas lights, and we got a failed visible engine block that will make it to 3,500 RPM. Coming up. Okay, a little while ago we all watched, we subscribed to a show like Motor Trend on Demand, and there's a gentleman, Steve Magnante, and I've followed him for years and years and read his articles in hot rod magazines and whatnot, and always looked forward to seeing him on Bear Jackson, and he'd always spiel useless trivia about cars and whatnot. But on one of their outtakes there a little while ago, they talked about the invisible V8 engine, and I'm sure most of you guys put these things together as kids and whatnot. And they came up with the idea, I guess one of his issues, that they're going to hook up some sort of drill to the end and see if they could see how many thousands of RPM you could get before one of these things blow up. So I think I'm going to try to, or we're going to try to copy that idea, but we're going to try doing a V8 versus a 4-banger. Thank you, Carson, because this was actually my nephew's Christmas present a few years ago that I guess he never built. So thank you, Carson.
You stole it back.
I stole it back. But yeah, so we're going to try to put this together, and either we'll hook an air drill up to the back of it, and or a Dremel, and see what how many thousands of RPMs we can get this thing to go to before we disintegrate it or melt it together. But we're going to even try to put a little bit of lightweight oil on the crank and a few of the valvetrain components and see if it even stands a fighting chance.
And Steve Magnante actually said his caught on fire. So that's our goal.
That's our goal. We're going to try it. We're not going to try it on the table in the house here. We'll try it out in the garage. It won't be tonight, but we'll put these two little engines together and see what's what. I think they try to base, I always thought they based this on a small block Chevy, but going by the water flow, I think it's supposed to be a Studebaker engine or a Packard engine. But I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah, we're going to try to put these things together, and we'll see what happens. So enjoy. I just gotta get a knife. Kind of shit the bed there. I was actually lucky enough to get one in Winnipeg because everything's locked down with COVID and all that BS garbage. I was able to find a hobby shop that had them. They actually had to order it in. It was kind of a bonus. Oh my Atlanta, lots of little pieces.
This is a 1/4 scale.
Yes. Oh, look at that camshaft. Wonder what the lift and duration on that bad boy is. I've never actually put the V8 one together. Look at all the little pieces.
You might not want to burn it up after.
Oh no, we're gonna blow this sucker up, or try to.
Here's the movable parts.
Yeah, and here's the instructions what we're gonna need. This is gonna be a lot more complicated than I think. Oh. We can do it. We can put a real engine together. Should be able to put a plastic engine together. Okay, so we cracked all of the little pieces open, and yeah, like look at all the connecting rods and pistons and all that good jazz. Like even little rocker shafts, and
there's the cylinders.
There's cylinders, even the main caps, which I hope will blow one of those guys out.
Clear cylinders.
Yeah, and the push rods, I assume. But yeah, even all the little rocker shafts. I wonder if they're 1.5s or 1.6s. But anyway, I guess maybe we'll set up the tripod there and just start filming us, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to keep talking about it. Ooh, fan blade. Gonna have to get out of the way of that one. Cut a knuckle off.
Top layer cleaner.
Yeah. I wonder if we should fill it up full of oil. Just saying.
Oh, it could be a splasher engine.
Exactly. Look at all the little pieces. I didn't think there was going to be this many, but oh well. Anyway, we'll get back to, I guess, start putting this thing together. You can watch if you want. Okay, so I put the crank and the rods together. It should be alright. Everything kind of moves as it should. I kind of effed up on here because I put some, I thought you had to glue it, but I didn't read the instructions, but it'll be alright. Everything seems to be moving freely. It will get straightened out when it sits in the block there with all the mains and everything like that. But this really isn't meant for like little kids, because you have to use, actually, like, we're just using JB Weld to actually epoxy the nuts into the block. So, and it's only a 2-bolt main. So, but if this thing does turn over miraculously, I'm gonna say the weak link will be this guy right there. So it doesn't exactly seem to fit, but it's keyed to only go one way. So we'll find out. Well, keep you posted. Dun dun dun.
So we've got some progress made. Some of this stuff is pretty complicated. It's not for the faint of heart.
It's actually more difficult than a real engine.
Yeah, there's little, if you can see, little screws, and the nuts you have to epoxy in place because you can't hold them in and screw.
So we just use JB Weld.
And then some stuff you can't epoxy, you have to glue. Then some stuff you have to lube up with oil. But we basically got a crank and pistons. It does move. I don't want to move it too much because the pistons you do not glue on. They're just basically sitting, floating.
Same thing with the crank, it's just kind of...
And there's the see-through cylinders with the push rod guides.
And the cylinder heads are ready. I had to glue them and put the, I guess, the parts to hold the rocker shafts that together. There's actually is rocker arms, and I think in here, yeah, there's actually valve springs. So what could go wrong? And the camshaft, I'm not sure what kind of brand or lift or duration, but it is good to go. We even kind of cleaned up the edges where the trees were, so that should all spin freely.
And what did they say in the instructions? That you could grind that?
Yeah, well, yeah, just to make it smoother so it functions properly. But I just kind of knocked off the highs. And oil pump's done and all that stuff. Manifolds are done. Like I said, I'll start assembling the heads the next time. Torque converter is ready, and I figured out by where the crank is, that piece, Schnumiken. It was black. Haven't been too far. Oh well. Oh, right here. This thing spins the whole thing, so all I'm going to do is cut that off there, and then we can put a chuck on there, and then that's going to turn the whole engine over. And yeah,
there's the front
but I'm thinking
plate, and you can see there's a little epoxy nut there, and there.
So what I'm thinking is, here's the oil pan, and I don't know if it comes with a drain plug, but there's a hole, but I'm gonna maybe fill that up, and we're probably just gonna run some sort of WD-40 or some really lightweight oil. I don't know, just for shits and giggles to see what's going on. I don't know. I said, I thought it'd be like, oh yeah, half hour, we'll have this thing together, but it's been a couple hours already, so I think we're gonna call it a night and be back at it tomorrow or the next day or whenever. And then I'm not sure if it's gonna be this video or if we'll make another one, and we'll see about the Smithsonian 4-banger. See if that one's built any better, or
yeah, see if the tolerances are a lot better than these.
I'm gonna say probably, because you know, it looks like it's, I don't know. There's a lot of play.
There's a lot of play in this rotating assembly here.
Yeah, there wasn't even any bearings or nothing.
No.
But yeah, in the bottom side of the crank there, they actually have holes that you can actually, for lubrication. Oh, there goes a piston. But yeah, there's actually holes that we can just put a little bit of oil in. Like I said, we're going to see if this thing, how fast it'll go. Hopefully, see if it goes to 6,000 RPM or so, or we'll see. I don't know. I hope you guys will enjoy this.
Hopefully it gets more than 1 RPM.
Yeah, I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. This is kind of a waste of time and a waste of like $120. But anyway, have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, we've got almost a short block done.
Not for the faint of heart, believe it or not.
No, it's screwed, glued, JB Weld, and they recommend JB Weld. Well, not JB Weld, but epoxy. So it does.
Does do what it's supposed to do. Ooh, that clacking went away.
Yep, the pistons do move. There is like a lot of tolerances. So
spinning this thing up shouldn't be that big of a deal.
nope. So and they have to. We're getting ready to put the cam in. So you got there is actually a timing mark on the on the crank, and you got to line the cam in.
And here's the cam. Not exactly sure on the specs, but what the lift and duration are, but I'm going to say it's probably on 110 lobe separation. Like I said, I'm not too sure what the lift and duration is, but it could be whatever we want. I'm thinking when this thing does do what we want it to do, I think this is going to be the culprit that's going to give us the grief, and it's just going to go. If it was a thicker timing gear, maybe to mesh with that, but I thinking the gears will be the first to go.
I'm thinking a rod,
If
possibly crank.
It's hard to say. It's going to be entertaining.
The crank might melt and
Yeah, and I just finished putting one head together with all the rocker shafts and all the little valve springs and everything. Everything moves, sort of. So, very finicky. And there's like all the little valve springs, your intake and exhaust. So, they say this kit is for 14 years and older. I'm in my early 40s, and it's a tough mother, you know what. So
yeah, there was some like we had to use little clamps like that just to get things tight. Modified a few things on just this part.
yeah, we haven't even got to.
And
We're also thinking too, I might goop up the oil plug here and maybe run a little bit of lightweight oil and see what it does. I'm not. It's gonna leak like a sieve everywhere. We've kind of like gooped up the block and everything to maybe try to contain some of the fluids.
yeah. And the instructions say to lube up the cylinders and everything and the crank, but
Yeah.
we're gonna do that at the last minute.
'Cause I don't want oil all over my kitchen table or my table.
And oil and trying to glue this together is not gonna work. So
Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this video.
I was stabbing the
Oh, I need the cam button or plug.
stab the crank out of camming.
I also hope that this isn't a waste of 120 bucks Canadian.
Just watch the top. There, no, put your fingers in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that goes on the back.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought. Oh, okay. Don't want to nick the journals. Ooh. Ooh. It's kind of funny. There's no. There's only the one for the front and back. That's weird.
The back sits in a little.
Oh yeah, I gotta time this thing.
Yeah.
Can't wait till this weekend we actually build a proper engine. Lighting so poor.
Yeah, this takes as long, but the same amount of time as to do, or more, to do a full-size engine.
Exactly.
And I think more parts.
Well, you're trying to line that up, and you're trying to line. Oh, off a tooth. Hopefully I don't. It's just trying to get that guy in there. There we go. Alright, bam, there we go. You know, we could be in the garage working on one of our many projects and, you know, probably getting somewhere, but here we're building an engine block.
Yeah.
I highly recommend don't do this, guys. Or do it if you want, but anyway.
And we're used to model building. We've done it for
Many
years.
But yeah, the other valve or the other cylinder heads here. Here's all the rockers and the shaft. and all that stuff. This one's a piece of shit shaft. It doesn't have a little nub to stop it from walking out from that end. So I'll just glue a little thing on that end.
And it's got the showing the push rods.
Oh yeah, there's all the push rods and lifters.
And sadly, it's just it looks like a 1-barrel intake.
Like it matters. Yeah, oil pump's already built. Too bad it won't pump oil. It'd be awesome if it could somehow.
Okay, so last time you saw the head was all together, and you can see the rocker arms and the little springs moving. Here are the push rods. They got the lifters already attached. So what we're going to attempt to do is put all the push rods into their place on the head. They go through little holes.
More importantly, when we bolt the heads down, do we have to set the valve flash?
It's automatic. We hope. Okay, so there's the upside down head with all the push rods and the lifters, and they go into these little round holes. So you gotta line up all 8 pretty much at the same time.
Oh, there's 8.
I think. Okay. Then they get bolted on.
You're gonna put it on the engine stand?
Okay, I got a screw.
A long one? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
How many? 2?
just 2.
That's it. Only 2 bolts.
Yep.
Boy.
Only 2 head bolts.
I thought they would have had at least 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that.
Where's that gasked it?
Yeah, there's no head guy. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much lined up, I think, with the.
Just think, this thing's getting closer to meet its maker. Yeah, it's pretty neat. All the little valves moving. Pretty neat. Little rocker shafts. Took a couple attempts there to put this junk together, but it's pretty neat. Still curious, what will be the first to go?
Try loosening this one off.
While they're monkeying around with this,
Try that one.
all of the real engine stuff came in for the big block for the Revell, the 454. So this Sunday, start working on this bad boy. But I've got everything here.
See, they're gonna fly apart. So we got the both heads bolted on. Just had a little bit of problem with the other one. The one bolt wasn't lining up, but we just figured that out pretty quickly. You just have to change it around a bit. Put the one bolt in first, but you can see that the cam moves, pushes up the push rods, and then the rockers move.
And I think they recommend for lubrication cooking oil, so I'll go grab some cooking oil from the cupboard there and put that in. Yet again, people, don't waste your $100.
So we got that much further. Now we gotta put the rest of it. We still gotta put the timing cover on.
Yeah, we've got mostly.
Harmonic balancer.
Yeah, I've got mostly everything all ready to.
We've got the
Racing manifold.
racing manifold with your 1-barrel carb, we believe. And here's the starter.
Big deal.
Not motorized.
No. All right.
Well, we got a few more things to glue up. Then we'll show you some more parts on this, and
Hopefully tomorrow will be doomsday.
yeah, pretty soon we'll have the intake on and the valve covers.
But yeah, actually I'll go grab some cooking oil and see if I got some.
Oh,
before I
yes.
Put the belly cover.
Yeah,
on.
we'll start lubing stuff up because once we start putting the intake and the valve covers, we won't be able to get at it too good. So we're just oiling up the. We've got a little syringe, and we're just oiling it up with Crisco. Just oiling up the cam right now.
Are you guys putting down the cylinders? Or?
Yeah, we put oil down the spark plug holes, so that'll lube up the cylinders. Don't have to worry about smoke. But we're starting to see drips in the oil pan.
I wonder for comical effect if we should later on dump some in the oil pan. See if it actually sloshes around, or
Might not be a bad idea.
is it gonna rob horsepower?
Oh, heck, no. It'll go away.
It'll go away, all right.
Yeah, it's got a couple lifter ticks.
Where it actually matters somewhat.
Right there is the piston pin. You can see that, and it's partially out. No. The pistons are a two-piece, which they said do not glue, so they're two halves flopping around in the cylinder, and a sloppy piston pin. So it's all together, minus the fan, because we're leaving the fan off, so we can actually we have a little rotary tack. We can when we spin the drill on the other side, we can attach it to there, or push it on there, and it'll tell us what the RPM is. But as you can see,
Everything's moving.
the fan moves, or the
With
fan
minimum
belt.
with minimum binding.
Yeah, you can see the rocker arms moving up and down.
The valve covers are just sitting on there, but I think I'll just put a couple little late tabs so the
Or
whole
we might be able to leave them off so you can see the carnage after.
Yeah, that's true too. Okay, one thing I just noticed, they never had any for a breather for the valve
We got one push. We got one rocker arm not moving.
Oh, right there. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, we got a damaged valve already.
Oh no! Oh, yeah, and the rocker arm's not moving.
The push rod is moving, but the rocker arm is a little stiffy.
So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be carnage day.
Yeah. A little bit more lube on it, but
Yeah, like I said, we're using Crisco.
we'll see if glue, JB Weld, and screws will hold together, or something else. Let's go. Oop. There we go. Yeah, I had a hiccup. Definitely no compression.
I just feel bad we're gonna break this thing. Like 3 hours, I think it took us to make this thing.
Yeah, it's gonna take 5 seconds to break it.
Well, or it can just maybe last forever and just go really slow.
Yes.
But that'll be no fun because that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
So anyway, see you guys tomorrow.
Breakage day.
Brum, brum, brum.
Hello, people. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm putting a glove on right now. I tell you, the truth, I have no idea. I don't think Casey does either.
Half of Stony Mountain's come out for this.
Supposedly they're trying to see what RPM this motor will blow up. I don't think we have enough RPM today. I think
And
we should go to valve grinding.
We're running with let's see how much dipstick stuck.
Well, this is a fail before it starts.
I'd leave it in.
Oh, there we go. We're apparently running with very little oil in it.
It's Crisco.
What do we want?
This is a fail. They're
That's
obviously.
1,000.
Why don't you just burn it? Or put
From
it
100 to
on
400.
Okay.
it. That's a real blow up.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Operator error during conference. Whatever your show is doing.
200 RPM. Ooh.
That was 400 RPMs for a second. We have no oil pump, so
The crank is spewing some oil around.
it's a splasher engine.
350. You're bumping a higher RPM. Okay, we're gonna go higher.
Yeah. And
What's that thing called?
It's a handheld tachometer.
Nice.
It might be more technical, but they're not telling us.
Give it a good wrap.
that's 600. 700 almost.
Look, it's not making that noise.
We're almost at 850. 900. Whoa! We're at 1200.
1200 RPM. We better change it higher. Okay, click it up.
It hasn't blown up yet.
It hasn't blown
We're
up.
going to the 1,000, the 4,000.
I'm worried about the battery dying.
Okay, we're not reading anything yet.
Oh, because you probably don't have it engaged. Oh, because the crank broke.
Oh, we broke something.
Yeah, or something. Something seized right here.
Yep. Maybe we didn't oil that good enough.
Oh, well, we can keep going.
They cheaped out with the oil, exactly.
Yeah, the front of the crank, it didn't like the 1200.
No. Yeah. But,
Ready? Yeah. Oh no, it's turning that.
yeah, this was probably glued on there and it broke. the
It
glue.
broke that, yeah.
Okay, we got no RPMs, so let's just go for.
Let's see how long it'll go for 1500.
Guess we did- This is longer than I thought it would last. Well, it's shaking.
Oh, it melted the thing off. Ruh-roh. It melted that off. We can fix that.
That was a disappointing unfail, by the way.
That was.
What?
We can fix that. I gotta pull that out.
What happened?
The part where it turned it to liquid.
Oh yeah, it's hot now. It's all melted.
Oh well.
I thought you were actually blowing it up.
Well, that's the.
That was the plan, but
Maybe we lubed it too much.
You disappointed Casey on this. He was hoping to see carnage. Very little carnage.
we're gonna have to.
Play outside.
Get a bomb or a firecracker, if you will. Get some old M80s.
Or you put a mine and you throw a pencil in it.
Where are we gonna get a mine from?
Ooh, it's really melted in there. Eh?
The whole drive gone.
What in the world?
Oh yeah, the barrels were heating up. Yeah, you'll see it's a bit of warm.
Why is it
Yeah.
like going?
It's not hot, but
Yeah. Huh.
We were hoping for more destruction.
You and me both.
We'll put a part 2.
Yeah, there probably will be a part 2 to this.
either that or it's gonna hit the drill real quick and
It'll
you
be-
reverse and watch something snap.
Part two in like give us 10 minutes.
We'll be back in a minute.
10, more like 10 minutes.
How's that like it?
Take 2. We're trying a different drill here. It goes up to 3200.
2.
Yes, part
And
2.
we had to modify the back.
Because we just melted it out, so we just used a large Robertson bit. Or Phillips, sorry, my bad. It seems to be going not too bad. Nothing seems to be wobbling too bad. Ooh.
That's a hammer drill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, we don't want
There you go.
a hammer drill.
Give it a good couple wraps.
parts in the oil pan.
Dunsies.
We've
the
got-
crank broke in a bunch of pieces.
You okay? Oh, I thought you hit something.
We've got parts in the oil pan.
The crank blew up in a bunch of pieces.
Smoking.
And they blew the valve covers off.
Would you say a fail, Casey, or a success?
That is
It's smoking out of the breather that.
It popped off. I can't believe this is all shaking apart.
We lost a bit in the
Yeah, it's and there's a big chunk of plastic right there. I don't know if that's
Oh yeah.
it looks like a lump.
Literally, when you're doing Derek, the crank was just done. It was like in 3 pieces.
The oil pan.
Oh, it just gets stuff smelling like plastic. That'd be good for it.
I can watch the video.
We watched the video.
We watch it.
Still smoking.
It still has some potential.
No, she's done. Casey, the crank got broken in a bunch of pieces.
How does that guy do 8,000 RPM with these things?
I don't know. He watches videos.
Well, the only thing is also the unbalance from the drill probably didn't help a lot.
No, probably not.
Oh, no.
But then also too, and he has like a dry oiling system for like pump system actually
Okay,
shooting
so
oil. So
There's more detail. Even can you?
I couldn't ask for a better way for it then.
White smoke.
The best part about it, clean up. I'm gonna put on my shelf in my house.
There you go. Clean up the oil and never to be turned again.
Probably cheated up right now.
Oh, I know. It'd be neat to take it apart to see what happened, but nah, 'cause you do that and it'll never go back together.
Yeah, I can't see what that chunk of plastic in the oil pan is.
Part of the crank or is it
Or
a
just
bit
think we
of
got
a
another engine. We got a 4-bagger.
Because there's
Another one, dude.
I'll tell it at the end there.
there's chunks of plastic in the bell housing that I don't know if that's the gear.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of like shavings.
Oh yeah,
involved.
because the gear is hitting the bell housing now, so it probably sheared it dropped the crank, I think,
Very good.
a little bit because it's touching the. Yeah, I think it's seized.
I think it seized too.
Well,
Run down. Stop. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, we'll be back in a minute here.
Okay, Mr. Magoo.
Okay, under further investigation, what we found out was the back cylinders, the crankshaft snapped in half, and the torque converter.
tell.
It's hard to tell, but that's what we looked, and you can actually see light through the crank. And this guy dropped, and it just started digging its way into the block. But yeah, the crank did snap in half.
yeah, the bottom, the back two piston rods are just dangling.
And I honestly would have thought that these would have been the culprits that would have broke, but they all seem to be still moving kind of freely. But or I thought the cam would have actually broken because it's just kind of laying in the block there. But anyway, I hope you like this little video. I just thought of something neat. If you like it, leave a comment and all that stuff. I'm sure you guys will be. We've got a 4-banger we're going to do next. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. But we got a 4-banger, and I think it's going to actually do better than this. It looks like it's going to be built a lot better and a little bit more, I don't know, a little more time was taken into it, but whatever. But if you want to see that video, we'll be probably doing that one coming up soon, whenever. Anyway, like I said, if you want, you can see us on Facebook and Instagram under Penny's Hot Rods and Customs. Right, thanks. Enjoy, subscribe. Hope you guys liked this little video. It was fun. We enjoyed doing it. I was kind of hoping it was going to blow up a little bit further, but hey, it is what it is. Still keep it as a little momentum. But again, I wouldn't recommend buying one of these things. Maybe if you're going to just leave it on your shelf or whatever, but if you're going to do this, I wouldn't. Anyway, have a great night, guys. Like and
Carnage
subscribe.
in the pan.
Yeah, carnage in the pan.